See, y'all wonder why Derrick James be staying in his feelings all the time. Derrick James go on to say that, he not training no new fighters, that he gonna retire with the stable of fighters that he got. We gonna get down to the sassiness of Derrick James. Because you gotta admit, he out here real sassy and sensitive. This is why. Because at the end of the day, Errol Spence position in boxing is not just threatened by Terrence Bud Crawford. So is Derrick James, because he been in his feelings and, had his head blew up to the sky since he got this whole trainer of the year thing. He knows if Errol Spence roll around with Bud, he ain't going to get trainer of the year. See, it's not just Terrence Crawford against Errol Spence. They don't want to say it, but it's also Bomac versus Derrick James. That's also what it is. And not only does Terrence Crawford stand to walk away with the undisputed title, Bomac also stands to walk away with trainer of the year, as he should. And Derrick James knows that. He knows that. And you talking about a guy who threatens everything about his whole little training legacy right there. Because you leave it up to Bud, he'll take out Errol, and he'll take out Charlo. Without those two guys, Derrick James has no claim to fame. And that's what it is at the end of the day. He has no claim to fame. So just the fact of Terrence Bud Crawford being around or being present just threatens everything about him. It threatens his show dog, Errol Spence. It threatens his other champion, Charlo, and it threatened his so-called trainer of the year props or whatever that you want to call it. So he stays in his feelings. This is why they get so sour about Terrence Crawford's accomplishments. Even his fans be sour about Terrence Crawford's accomplishments. Just like this soft comment right here. This is a super soft comment, man. Talking about Terrence Bud Crawford thinks too much of himself. What are you talking about? Terrence Bud Crawford is the most humbling between the two. Terrence Bud Crawford is the quiet guy. Terrence Bud Crawford is not going around hollering big fish. You don't deserve this money. You ain't nothing. You don't sell. I'm better than you. Blase splee. Terrence Crawford don't do that. That's Errol Spence. But they be sitting up here talking about he thinks too much of himself. Like, no, y'all jealous of what people think of Bud. That's really what it is. From Terrence Crawford to Derrick James, all the way down to his fans. And the reason why people really can't stand Errol Spence fans is because Errol Spence fans is full of casuals who don't know boxing, who just follow boxing like it's a fad. They really don't know the sport. And when we sit down and when we talk to y'all and have a conversation with y'all, you show us this every single time. That's why we be laughing at Spence fans. Because you guys are not real boxing fans. You just fans of this man. But y'all really don't know boxing. Of course, that's not all of you. But the majority of Spence fans is plumb dumb casuals. It's a fact. Even a Spence fan has to admit that. It is a bunch of casuals at the end of the day. But the whole point is, not only is Terrence Crawford going to ice and take out Errol Spence, along goes Derrick James, trainer of the year and all that crap, right along with it. Because let's face it, as far as what you done to Errol Spence and Charlo or something like that, them dudes already came somewhat batteries included, especially Charlo. And if you ask me, technically, Jamel was a better fighter. He was a better fighter when he came from Roddy Shields to Derrick James. If anything, Derrick James has digressed his style because he depended more on the power than the skills that he used to have. His skills was way higher, and his skills was always on the display when it came to Jamel. Now, since he got with Derrick James, he's been dependent on that power, and that's where he got in trouble with Tony Harrison. But anyways, that's a story for a different day. But, that's going to show you that, truthfully, Derrick James He ain't nothing special. And Terrence Crawford is the equalizer to show you how normal and how non-special these guys is. So that's why they go out of his way. That's why they go out of their way to try to discredit Terrence Bud Crawford. Because truthfully, and this is what I'm going to end with, truthfully, they wish Errol Spence was talked about like the boxing world talks about Terrence Crawford. That's what y'all don't want to say. But don't act like we don't know it, because definitely I know it. You truthfully want people to talk about Spence like they talk about Crawford. And when they don't, it eats y'all alive. And the best thing that y'all can come up with is a resume, which is self-slapping in itself, because that same resume that you try to dog is the same resume that people see when they put him over Errol Spence. So why don't y'all ask all the people who constantly put Terrence Bud Crawford over Errol Spence? Don't talk to the Bud fans. Talk to the boxing aficionados, because all of them do it. Nobody ever puts Spence over Crawford. Unless you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. That's just facts at the end of the day. But anyways, Derrick James stay in his feelings because he know that. Anyways, that's my thoughts on this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.